This was a very interesting fight going into this because that's a big matchup problem for Amanda. Amanda, who has made her way through this sport, staying on her feet and putting people to sleep, is now in there with a 17-time world boxing and kickboxing champion. Oh, and throwing an MMA champion. Also, Holly Holmes. Okay, this is a matchup problem. And that was my analysis going into this, and I was right. That was a matchup problem. Okay, Holly was finding her range. Holly was finding her mark a little bit. Amanda was getting to the target. Holly was blocking shots. One of them got through. Holly took it. Two more came. Holly blocked them. I mean, Amanda's biggest shots. So all of a sudden, Amanda's using her biggest weapon that is sending girls home and putting belts around her waist, moving her even farther up the ladder. Nothing's happening. I mean, whether it was Holly absorbed it or Holly blocked it or Holly blocked it a second time, I know fighting well enough. Amanda's going to get frustrated at some point. Going, wait a minute, I just did everything I intended to do. Generally in a fight, if you use your game plan and your strategy and they both work, but you don't get the desired effect and result that you thought you were going to get, it runs into a problem for you. Things can start to unravel very quickly when you find yourself in a contest that is harder than you thought it was going to be. So I'm watching this happening. Nope, here's where I had it wrong. Holly kept throwing an oblique kick, and it's a Jon Jones kick. Not only do I say that because John's the first person I saw do it, Holly trains with Jon Jones, and Holly credited Jon Jones for this. I learned that by working with him. Now, when Jon Jones throws that leg kick, that oblique kick, and it's so effective, many of you may be sitting at home going, boy, that looks like such an effective move. Why doesn't everybody do that? Well, not everybody can. That's one of the places where Jon's length and height and reach really showed to be effective, and where he's really developed some skills to work within his own genetic makeup. Because when Jon throws it, yeah, he's standing on one foot, and yes, typically in fighting, that just means you're susceptible. You now can't move. But because of his length and reach and the distance he can do it, somebody could throw a punch. If Jon's leg's straight touching their leg, it keeps them at such a spot they can't touch him. Holly's got a very good oblique kick. She was landing it very good, but she doesn't have some of the genetic makeup that Jon can always count on. Point being, anytime you throw a kick and you don't step off line, now for an oblique kick, you don't even try to step off line. That's not even part of the technique. You're holding your opponent at bay with the strike itself, therefore controlling the distance. But if you can't control the distance because you're about the same height as your opponent, you got problems. So Holly landed 4, 5, 6 of those. On number 4, 5, 6, or 7, Amanda just finally had the timing figured out. Threw that power right over the top, and it was a matchup problem. I stand by my analysis. But Amanda's got that intangible, she's got that power, and she put Holly down. We no longer need to use the narrative that Amanda Nunes is one of the best female fighters. We do need to fix that now. Amanda Nunes is one of the best fighters. We don't have to put the divisions in anymore. She has found a way, from the way she trains, to her outlook, to her approach, to her willingness to take on very stiff competition spread over 2 different weight classes. Take them on, and take them on again if that's what she's asked to do. She has absolutely not only cleaned out a division, she has cleaned out 2 divisions, and some theories without making the weight class of 125 pounds, she's even cleaned that as well because she's taken out the champion. I mean, it's really a very remarkable feat of what she's done. And she's in a little bit of a tough spot right now. Unless she gets back in there with Cyborg, okay? She can do things competitively, and we love that. We'll celebrate that for sure. She wants to go in there and defend the 145-pound belt. Now that you got this whole champ thing going on, now you do have a few people that you're still competing with. Well, I want to make sure I leave here with more hardware and more accolades and more awards than you do. Nobody's ever had 2 belts and defended both belts successfully. So if she wants to go to 145 and try to defend that belt, I think that'd be a really cool thing. And I wouldn't blame or fault her for wanting to do it. I support it completely. But the question does become, who's she going to do it against? And if you're listening to Dana White and company, we'll do a rematch with Cyborg. And I will tell you from a business standpoint, that is the best option. I will tell you for me as a fan, that's the best option. I want to see that. I do think Cyborg got caught. I do think Cyborg could have some more moments in. I'd like to see that one again, if I'm being fair. I'd really like to see that one again. But I think that it's very important that we do understand that Amanda's in one of those rare tough spots where she has cleaned it out and looking to clean it out again. It's going to be tough over time to find opponents, is my prediction.